What is up, guys, and welcome to The Happy Teacher. In today's video we're going to look at a full ESL TEFL class, and I'm going to break it down step by step and talk about the methods that I'm using. As always, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. I'm always open to new ideas and new suggestions, and I'm on the grind for 1,000 subscribers, so if you can help me out, that would be awesome. Okay guys, let's get started.
I want socks. I want a skirt. I want a hat. Ready, go! Oh, ready, go! Hands on knees. Beautiful.
Okay, so here we go again. This is a class I have taught before and I've already experienced, so I am aware of their level and I'm conscious of particular students in the class who are higher level, lower level, need support or are just generally a little naughty. Due to the COVID-19 situation, my school, like many other schools, have had massive teacher shortages. This class was one of my previous classes from 2019, but I had not taught them for a good 6 months, and this last minute circumstance meant that I needed to teach them today. Fortunately, like I said, I'm used to the students in this class and they are used to me, so it was a good opportunity for me to see how much they remembered from my previous lessons with them. I will take you through as much of the lessons as I can step by step, and we'll go through some of the methods that I am using. I start by setting up and clearing out the classroom. This is a super important part at the beginning of any lesson. First, it calms the area down and it calms the teacher, and it gives you a moment to breathe, think, prepare physically as well as mentally. This 5 or 10 minutes breathing space is important. I can set up the chairs, the computer, the board and everything else in peace. Moreover, what it does is it separates the classroom from the outside areas. Clearing all students outside for 10-15 minutes before the lesson starts helps draw the line between outside play area and inside classroom area. The thing is, if you allow the students inside up until the bell, this distinction is not clear and the students will see the classroom as the play area, just like they see the outside area. If they're outside when the bell goes, they'll line up and wait to be allowed into the class. They will see the classroom as the learning area. This is a very simple and effective method of classroom management. So, since it's been a while since I taught this particular class, I want to go straight back to basics. They are 5 and 6-year-olds and with very limited knowledge. They should have learned basic greetings and alphabet and phonics. However, as a substitute teacher, I want to make sure of this, and I want to go back to the basic structures and give them a chance to review. So, with students of this age group, I will normally follow a series of steps. 1. We'll do a lineup and a drill outside. This can include their name and encourage student-student interaction. 2. We'll come in and we'll do a warm-up together with some TPR actions. 3. We will do attendance and some greetings there, maybe feel or where are you from. 4. We will do a song that's relevant to the course material. 5. We will do some more greetings and maybe add some new sentences with an activity. 6. We will do the course material. This, of course, is not set in stone and I can vary it from class to class depending on the situation. If, for example, a class is higher level, then I can spend a little bit more time on student-student interaction and maybe add an extra activity here or miss out the song altogether if I feel it's necessary. As you can see, while I am doing the drilling outside, the TA enters with the students and helps reinforce that calm class atmosphere. Remember, we've separated the fun outside area from the learning inside areas. Here you can see me doing my warm-up. This is a quick action-based activity and some fun just to burn some energy and promote listening and following basic commands.
Touch your shoulders. Touch your toes. Touch your ears. Touch your eyes. Touch your bottom.
So here I do the song next. Sometimes I'll do attendance here, but it depends on the class. I chose song first in this instance because there's only 8 out of 12 kids here and I'm expecting some latecomers. Also, the song is another good way to do a warm-up and encourage focus for later. During the song, as you can see, a latecomer comes in, but I don't let it disrupt me, I just get them to sit down and carry on with the lesson. This is very important, don't let latecomers derail your lesson. Next we do the greetings activity. We do name, feel and from. We use drills first to make sure that they know it, and I want to practice using a very simple activity to present student-student interaction. They walk around in a circle, they greet each other, shake hands, they ask each other the questions, and then they finally play rock, paper, scissors. Remember, there are many variants to this type of activity. You can make it harder or easier depending on your class level. You can also add extra children in so you can have 3 people greeting each other and 3 people playing rock, paper, scissors. You can have them in groups or you can have them as individuals. It's whatever you decide for that moment in your class.
I'm here.
At last, I came to attendance. This was a little later than normally and I usually would have done this much earlier, probably after the song, but I got distracted. No matter, I use this as another excuse to reinforce full sentences at all times. Don't let them say here or yes, make them say I am here. I am here, teacher. If somebody is not here, make them say not here. He is not here. She is not here. So now we're on some of the course material. In this instance, the new vocabulary is about snacks. So first we need to drill and go through the TPR actions. Then I use a very basic table race game to encourage speaking and focus. This game has very simple rules and there are multiple variations as well. First, the kids stand up, they drill, 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 teacher shouts go, they race under the table and back to their chair. It promotes fun and excitement while learning the new vocabulary. And there's also a song to finish up as well. After all that fun and excitement, we're on to the main part of the course, the phonics. We move to the computer in a semicircle and this helps them know that they're looking and concentrating on the computer screen. It brings them in close proximity to the target sounds and helps minimize distractions. Today in particular we're looking at SH, sh and CH, ch. But I also know that these kids have learned CVC words, short vowel and long vowel sounds, so I know I can base some of the sounds on earlier previous phonics that they've already done. First, I break down each sound using TPR actions. I drill round the class, I do individuals and groups. I make it fun, interesting and as interactive as possible. From here on in, it's pretty much plain sailing. I've constructed this lesson to burn as much energy and have as much fun as possible in the earlier stages with songs, drills, games, activities, so that they'll be glad to sit and focus at this ending part with the computer. The software here provides all that I need, and it's just a case of me being bright, enthusiastic and energetic while I present it. My overall goal for this particular class is their phonics knowledge and for them to be able to sound out the basic words. The meanings are secondary. I want them to sound out CVC words, 4 and 5 letter blends as well. I help them to do this by displaying them on the board with easy combinations. S-H-O-P, sh-o-p, shop. S-H-I-P, sh-p, ship. I add a song here as well to make it more fun and engaging. So, as you can see, this class is a well-oiled and well-disciplined machine. The kids are really smart and they are used to my routines. This is the key to successful ESL and TEFL classrooms. Building routines with your students creates a system of repetition that reinforces the learning outcomes. Moreover, the students understand what's expected of them and gain confidence in speaking out and producing the target English. Repetition is the key to success in ESL classrooms. Wow, thank you very much guys. I hope you liked that. If you've got any questions or suggestions, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much guys. See you in the next video.